Now, the Eagles found a way to beat the Chiefs. One reason is because as the Chiefs were driving for what would have been a critical touchdown late in the game, Travis Kelce bobbles a pass, gets intercepted, and that changed everything. Here are the Kelce brothers from New Heights on the drop that resulted in the interception against the Eagles.
I think Pat Mahomes after the game, of course, like everybody else, is going to put it on him. He said, to throw a tad early, but
the ball was where it needed to be when it needed to be there. I just got to get my head around out of the break. And I shot you that text telling you that it's one of those plays where it happens bang, bang. And I know that that's the window that it needs to be in. I know it's coming out of armpits and ear holes of the offense and defensive line getting their hands up. And I just got to be able to get my head around right now so that I don't put myself in a position to let the ball surprise me like that. Gotcha. And it's frustrating, man. I've scored on that play a million times in my life, and obviously exaggerated, but it's something that should have never happened. And then, it cost us. It cost us big time, and that hurts, but we'll get it fixed.
Travis Kelce is one of my favorite players. He's a future Hall of Famer. But when you listen to that explanation, it reminds me of what Lawrence Taylor said to Bill Parcells in the latter days of Taylor's career. Man, all those guys are fast out there. These young guys are really fast. This game's moving fast. And Parcells said, no, Lawrence, you're just getting old. So Travis Kelce's made that catch millions of times. Well, he's going to be 36 in a couple of weeks. Maybe things don't move as fast as they did for him. Maybe he no longer has that high level of skill. Father Time is undefeated. And I know it's harsh, but it's reality. He's going to be 36. He seriously thought about retirement. I guarantee you, if the Chiefs had beaten the Eagles in Super Bowl 59, completing the first ever three-peat as far as the Super Bowl goes, he would have walked away. And he was talking like a guy on the New Heights podcast in the days after Super Bowl 59 who was done. I was surprised when he decided to keep playing. And maybe, and I know it's hard for any of us to have that conversation with ourselves, but maybe the reason that play happened is because Father Time's gaining ground fast, and things that used to seem routine all of a sudden are overwhelming because the body's not, there's a point between 35 and 70 where you can't do what you used to do. And it's a lot closer to 35 than it is to 70. And I remember in the later years of Brady's career, I would say, there's a chance that Father Time wins during the season, that all of a sudden, during the grind of the season, he isn't playing like he used to play. And it's not something that you make your decision after the season ends and you see where you are then. It may be during the season where it's like, that's it, the wheels are off, I'm done. I just can't do this anymore. So, it's just unfortunate. You never want to see a guy hang around too long. And I'm not saying it's like Willie Mays yet, but it's just something to keep an eye on as the season goes on, as the physical toll builds. I look at how he reacted after the play. He threw his hands up and he didn't pursue the guy. He didn't pursue him. And we saw that kind of stuff in the Super Bowl from Travis Kelce, where there was a block to be made and he didn't make it, and he's acknowledged that that's unacceptable. But I think the reality is, and this is where he needs to have the conversation with himself, physically he's not the guy that he used to be. And that's going to happen to everyone who ever puts on a helmet and everyone who doesn't. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.